Assalamu alaikum, everyone. Thank you for each of you for being here. I welcome you on the forum from the forum of Women Forum, facilitated by Ministry of Women. On behalf of that, I welcome you all. Today, as we promised in last session, that we'll be hosting series of sessions where we as a platform of Women Forum will be covering stories of students which we see as this working in other students, but their stories are worth listening to because they have so much that we can learn from. So last time we had we covered story with our senior, and this time it is with Oumie Njie. As you all know, she is former president of International Students Association. And before we can start, I warmly greet every one of you. And as you all know, that at Women Forum we try to work on activities and try to make efforts that enhance capacity building and skill development of women at our campus. So it at a large it adds to the work we do at Student Union. Though we are still in our infancy, and we need to work more, but as we are growing more and more, so we are learning from our work that we do. So as journal, we are trying to make it a platform that facilitates and more make the experience of students here and enhance their their experience at the university. So today, before you, I welcome our dearest Oumie Njie. She is former president and the first female president of International Student Association, and she's certified. She's already graduated and leaving us soon. But before she leaves, I think we have so much that we can learn from her, not as academically, but there are so much that we can learn from her as a person, because she holds much more than just a personality. So welcome, and thank you, Oumie, for giving us time at our platform. So if I start from you as a person, I know we talked about it before, and you shared a bit of your life journey as a student until the day you are leaving UIII. So there are so many things that we can cover. So before starting from academic journey, so will you share your experience as a student, because we know you as a ever charming, strong personality. We see you as being everywhere, and we just cannot cannot even doubt that you might be struggling through stress or academic or non-academic stress, but you go through so much. But even then, you have this smile, and whoever comes to you, you have the best advice to give to the student, and you're not discriminating or some. So there could be many assumptions that, oh, Oumie, she's the way she is. She's very extrovert. She's strong. So, but it takes a whole journey to become a person that everybody sees you. So, starting from your experience as a student, so can you unpack that for us?
Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you all for having me here, and thank you, Anna. I know that you struggled a lot before this happened.
Yeah, we have been preparing for this session for like over a month now, And I was afraid that if we, even if we'll be able to do, because it was so much of a struggle, that because you were supposed to leave soon, and I was like, no, we have to do this last session with you, because it is important for us, for this forum too. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. And we are finally here. We are finally here. Thank you. I think I don't need to introduce myself because most of you already know me. For those that doesn't know me yet, I'm Oumie, the former president of International Students Association, and I'm also from the Gambia. Yes, a legacy that I will not forget. Okay, so to start, me as a person, yeah, it's not going to be difficult to describe myself as a person and my journey as a student. Everybody know that Oumie is not an introvert. Yeah, whoever know me, you will know that I'm not an introvert. I try to interact with everybody. And my journey as a student actually started from Banda Aceh, not in UIII, because I studied my bachelor's degree here in Indonesia, Bachelor of Law. And at first, when I arrived in Indonesia, I never heard about Aceh before. And it was a bit challenging for me to live in a community that is fully Sharia. But then, Alhamdulillah, we are here, and Aceh actually holds a very important place in my heart because I really enjoy that place, that I really enjoy that environment. But I was not actually exposed to the diversity of UIII because I was the only female international student of the whole faculty. I can remember we were only 2 international students in my faculty, and I was the only female, the first female international student of that faculty. So I was always with the locals. I learned a lot from them. That's the reason why I can speak Bahasa Indonesia. But coming to UIII actually prepared me to be strong and to be a critical thinker, because I can remember my very first day class. That was the very first day I elaborate my whole life. Because imagine being late. Classes started from September, and then I arrived here on November. The first class I attended, that was the very first day, and the lecturer asked me a very critical question in that same day. So I told myself, wow, so this is UIII. I thought that it was going to be easy like how it was in Aceh because it was not that challenging. But then I learned that I told myself, after all this luxury and everything, I have to be strong. I have to shape my personality here. I have to stood up for myself, and I have to be brave enough to overcome all the challenges in UIII. And imagine being in a class that you are with different nationalities, Asian, Africans, Americans, Europeans, though we don't have it in our faculty yet, but still you will meet them outside campus, right? We all have different opinion when it's come to international law, international politics. All of us have different opinion. So we learn from each other. And through that, I get to realize that this university is not only about learning through books, but it's about learning through our own personalities. And sometimes you will overcome challenges. I did overcome some challenges, but then those challenges actually shaped me to be myself, to be strong, and to tolerate so many things. So I can say that UIII is a diverse community, despite the name of the university, because at first I was having some doubts to apply to the university because of the name, because I was thinking that, oh, this might be a madrasah university. But then I did some research, and I dig into the profile of the lecturers of my faculty, and I get to know that, okay, maybe this is a place that I will grow up in this place. I believe that I will grow up in this place. And I didn't regret the decision, because I get to know that despite the name of the university, UIII doesn't discriminate no matter your race, your color, your religion. So yet still, yeah, I remember that I'm not only a student, I'm also an international student, and being an international student always comes with a responsibility, because you are not only representing yourself, but you are representing your own country as well as your culture. So that's why as an international student, I always believe that no matter where we are, we should remember that we are representing our own country. Any little mistake we did is actually going to jeopardize the name of our own country. So me as a student, a very cheerful student, I still remember I started my classes on Thursday. I arrived on Tuesday. Wednesday was campus free in force. So I attended class on Thursday, and the next day on Friday, everybody was calling my name. Almost everybody know my name. So I was shocked, like, how did they all know me? And I didn't even know their name. So I was like, for example, if I met any of the student, hi Oumie, I would just be shouting, hi Sayang, how are you? That's why I call almost everybody Sayang at the university, because I don't know their names and I don't want them to feel offended. Okay, why Oumie doesn't know my name? I just arrived, I was new, but then I was already famous, because the very first day I arrived, whoever met me, hi, where are you from? I'm from the Gambia. We interact. That's how everybody get to know me. And that is me. That is my personality. I'm totally like open. I mingle with everyone. So my experience, my journey as a student was actually wonderful. And I cherish this alma mater. I really love my alma mater. Both my alma maters though. My alma mater from Sheikh Kuala and my alma mater from UIII.
Sticking to student, because I want to learn more about you as a student, because because you said you were a law student, and that was the first time you took on an other country as a student. So first as a law student, then shifting to as a political science student, both as an international student, and that too you shift like continents, and from perspective of student, I'm more interested in knowing that we as a student come to an institution with a with lot of assumption, expectations, and burdens. Maybe it's the burden of our assumptions, and in the burden of what we have learned from the last institution. So it's already a personality shaped in ourselves, but then you come to a new institution, it teaches you and other things. So I would like you to elaborate or tell us more about this shifting or shifting of experience, because this transformation from being a law student, I suppose it's a completely different journey from being a student of politics, and also for me is interesting that you did not change the country. You stayed in Indonesia. So would you tell us more about that experience, because you as an international student shifting academic subjects, and then how it shaped you, because we are here to know more from your experience as a academic, and then how it is shaping you as a person.
Okay, I'm glad that you asked that question. In that part, I believe that Pa Phillips is the one that saved me, because he was one of my interviews at that time. He asked me, Oumie, I said yes. He said, why did you shift from law to political science? And then I was believing that, as a law student, maybe political science, especially specializing in international relation, is quite similar to law. So I will actually overcome this challenge. I will be able to cope. But then after I explained everything, Pa Phillips told me, this is the mistake of so many students, especially graduate law students, believing that international relation is related to international law. Is somehow related, but also very different. So you have to prepare yourself. You have to reshape your critical thinking, because as a law student, sometimes you only focus on the court, the law, human rights, but politics is more wide. So he actually told me to prepare myself, not to believe that, I'm a graduate law student, especially international law, I will be able to, international relations will not be difficult. And I actually realized that when I first arrived, because my first class was theory of international relations. That was my first class. But immediately when the lecturer asked me a question, it was somehow related to law, but the question was too deep to an extent that I forget everything I ever learned. So since then, after I returned home, I decided to read, to understand theories more, because law is all about constitutions, articles, sections, but then international relation is more into theories, how you will develop your own theory, how this theory is going to help you into this, into that. So I decided to read more, to know more about all the theories of international relations, to delve deeper about these international politics, because in our time, like, we were blending things, doing both comparative courses at the same time international relations courses. So you have to dig both sides. It was actually difficult. I still remember there were nights that I could not sleep. I was crying the whole night, thinking that, asking myself if I will really be able to complete this. But then I remind myself that I can do it, no matter how hard it is. I will be able to overcome these challenges. At first, to be honest, it was not easy at all. It was not easy. It was very difficult because we have very critical lecturers. Lecturers like Pak Phillips, Pak Faisal, Pak Siro. And at that time, I was also doing statistics my first semester. Imagine, like, being a law student, the only time you have to see numbers is in inheritance law. That was the only time I was able to see any numbers during my bachelor's degree. But then imagine a full semester, you have to deal with numbers, have to find theories, write in response papers. At first, I never knew what response paper was about. I just think that, I have to read this and go to class, explain my understanding. But I get to realize that I even have to criticize the author that wrote the article. So I was just coming whenever I have to explain about my response paper. It seems like I'm just summarizing the paper. But then my lecturers told me, you just have to do it like this. Try to criticize the lecturer. Find a point that is missing. Something is actually missing. Try to find the big question. And even after finding the big question, you have to bring the answer of that question. So it was critical. But then with time, I was learning. And now I'm thankful. I'm thankful that at least I am able to read, understand the paper, criticize the paper, and which was actually an achievement for me, Vanis.